When I get a message from someone who's maybe just had a baby, they're not feeling quite themselves, and they've put on a set and it's made them feel confident again, that's just, it just makes my day, it makes me so happy. I studied BA Fashion at Heriot-Watt University. It was my first year of uni when I sort of discovered I loved lingerie, but I was studying fashion, which was women's wear. I started getting so drawn into this fantasy, all these colours and all this, it was like a whole other world. And I just kept discovering more and more designers, and I realised actually I was way more passionate about lingerie than I was women's wear. The first internship I did was at a brand who designed for other high street brands. I obviously learned a lot, but I sort of learned also what I don't want to do in the future. I always wanted to make sure that if I was to go ahead and create my own brand, everything was really transparent, everything was being made in front of me, I knew exactly who was making it, they were being treated fairly, paid fairly. That was really important to me. The Borders has a really rich heritage in the textile industry. There is amazing fabric still woven here, a lot of it shut down, however there's still a few mills going, brilliant tweeds and all sorts. However, unfortunately there's not a lot of lingerie fabric kicking about here, which is a real shame, but there's definitely a sense of community, whether it's lingerie or tweed jackets. I think everyone can appreciate the sort of craft within it. I think it's really important to keep Scottish talent in Scotland. So many of us, when we're at uni, we think that we have to graduate, go to London and get a job. Actually, you don't have to. You can stay here and create your own brand if you want. I love being in this old little chocolate box town making suspenders and all sorts. It's quite a lot of fun, I like it. So there's a lot of things I do to make sure that my brand is sustainable. For example, everything is made to order. So I don't have a load of stock. In fact, the stuff behind me here is the only stock that I have. And that just means that there's a lot less waste. I also make sure that where I source my fabric, my hardware, comes from good, sustainable and ethical suppliers. I also use a local lady here in the Borders who makes all my packaging, which is so lovely because we're actually friends now as well. And my little dust bags, which I sell on the website to keep your lingerie in, are embroidered just downstairs in this building, which is, well, it's very handy, but it's also great that I get to support someone in the same building as me. When an order comes through, it gets cut. So it gets cut up on the pattern cutting table. It then gets basted and strapped. So that's what I say. I don't know if many other people would say that, but we get all the strapping prepared. So shoulder straps, suspender straps, everything ready for that order. And then we get it basted. So that basically just means pieced together before any of the elastic goes on. These will be sewn into the cradle. Once we've got it to that stage, it comes to my machine and I start elasticating it. So all the finishing edges, all the little scallops, edge elastic, everything starts going on and it starts to come together. We put on the hardware, all the rings, then we attach all the elastics and there we go. So I try and make sure that my brand is as inclusive as possible. It's really majorly important for me that you can stumble onto Miss Vivienne's Instagram page or website and feel represented. It would be so sad for someone to come and find a brand that they love, pieces that they love, but feel that it's maybe not for them because they don't see themselves in it. When people put on my lingerie, I'd like to think that they feel empowered and confident, but also feeling comfortable. And also, you can be guilt-free because you've made an independent small business very happy. Lingerie is so much more than just lace and elastic. It can empower you, it can give you the confidence you need, it can set you up for a day. It's the most intimate piece of apparel in your wardrobe. It's the first thing you put on in the morning. And if you've got a job interview, or you're going on a first date, or you're going on your holidays and you want to feel sexy, or you want to feel comfortable, or you just want to feel like you've got it together, that's something that lingerie can do for you, and I think that is actually really, really powerful. I think that when you're buying from a small business, most likely they will be practicing ethical manufacture, and sustainability will be at the core of their ethos. I think we need to really look at how much we're throwing out. Look, before we have that top, can we make use of it? Can someone else make use of it? It's in our hands. We have to do more to really purchase consciously. And if we do that, actually it is possible to turn it around. So that's another thing that needs to change. And if I can be a small part of that, then that is amazing and it's really important to me.